Well, that puts me in with our final sell. And once again, Rich said it on the onset. So, but I just want to reiterate, it's not that I dislike this player. I dislike his ADP. I dislike where he's being drafted. And it's not a surprise because rookie season, people tend to move these rookies up ridiculously high. But Michael Mayer's ADP right now to me is wild. Like just absolutely wild. Right now, and this is Nerd Herd ADP, he's coming off the board as tight end 9. Tight end 9 overall. Now, do I think he's a bad player? No. Do I think he's going to get some good targets with the Raiders? Yes. But I'm already banking on him being a consistent tight end 1? No. And look, the guys that were drafted in the same round as him are being taken significantly later. Sam LaPorta is down at tight end 15, and there's about a 30 pick difference in overall ADP between Sam LaPorta and Michael Mayer, who I could easily see finishing very, very similar this year and very, very similar from here on out. And let's not forget, Sam LaPorta was drafted ahead of Michael Mayer. So they could have had Michael Mayer. They said, no, we would rather have
significantly ahead, yeah.
So, and then you have other guys that were taken in the same round. Luke Musgrave is down at tight end 18. Trey McBride, who I know that there's some struggles from the year before, but he's at 19. Then one of my favorite tight ends that was also drafted in that same round, Luke Schoonmaker, is tight end 22, pick at 175. And look, the Cowboys' opportunity is just as good, if not maybe even better than the opportunity with the Raiders. So the huge difference, I truly think, comes from he was a name pre-draft that everybody loved, and we're just sticking with it regardless of the other players like LaPorta, like Schoonmaker, guys like that should be valued very similar to a Michael Mayer, and they're just not. And look, you want to go the win now mode, you can get Darren Waller after him. You can get Njoku after him. You can get Schultz after him, Evan Ingram after him, and 2 younger guys that aren't proven yet that I like in Cole Kmet and Greg Dulcich that you can get after him. So there's just way too much value right below him for me to reach and get an unproven rookie in Michael Mayer.
Yeah, a guy like Juwan Johnson, who's even later just signed that 2-year extension with the Saints. Yeah. Who offers the same kind of upside as a guy like Michael Mayer, because you mentioned a guy who I love in the offense he's in, and he was my tight end like right around 3-4 going into this, where I had Dalton Cade, Luke Musgrave, Darnell Washington, Sam LaPorta. Then I had Michael Mayer as my rookie tight end rankings, and those guys were all close. And with Darnell Washington, he obviously slipped back down to number 5, but Sam LaPorta. When it comes to Michael Mayer is really good catching the football, and he's really good at his route running and blocking. He's a real solid tight end. But when he gets into football in his hands, he's a little bit of a plotter. Sure. If you want somebody that's going to really do something with the football in their hands, that's Sam LaPorta. Like, he gets the football and he's a wrecking ball. He moves. He makes people miss. He has good tackle breaking ability where Michael Mayer doesn't. And when you're talking about a better offense as a whole, Sam LaPorta is in a better offense by light years, right? The Ben Johnson offense, with all these weapons around him, I think Sam LaPorta is a much better move than Michael Mayer. So if he's that far behind them, and you could get Sam LaPorta and say a second next year, or Sam LaPorta and a third next year, because I would draft Sam LaPorta straight up. So you can give me a sandwich and Sam LaPorta from Michael Mayer, and I'm going to be one happy, delicious fingered customer. So for me, that's the move. Yeah, I mean, I think Michael Mayer is solid, but I think when it's all said and done, now listen, can Michael Mayer come out here and shocking me and end up being consistently like tight end 6, 7? Of course he could be. I'm not saying that whatsoever. Right. But the odds are, and the data that I use and the film study that I do says Sam LaPorta is a much better option. And you mentioned the draft capital alone. Sam LaPorta was like a top 5 player picking in the second round. Like, he was taken up there. And you said they could easily take a guy like Michael Mayer. But guess what? This is offense that wants to move the ball and make things happen. And they want that tenacity under Campbell. So Dan Campbell. So for me, Sam LaPorta fits that. They went and got it. I know it's way too early. Out of the camps, they're saying Sam LaPorta looks like one of the best weapons on the field as well. So you're right. It's just about ADP value. Michael Mayer is a great upside player. do I want shares? Of course. But with that ADP, it does not make sense for the guys that are in front of them that offer the equal upside, if not higher ceiling. So I like that as a sell as well.
And it's not even just at the tight end position. There's all of these other players going ahead of him that you can get at different positions. Like you want to get yourself a quarterback, a running back. Like we talked about how much like we love Deontay Johnson. You can get Deontay Johnson because he's going behind a Michael Mayer in ADP. You can get yourself a quarterback in Jordan Love. You're looking at a super flex ADP where you could get yourself a Rodgers, a Love. You can get these starting quarterbacks, Brock Purdy, all of these guys, because they're going after Michael Mayer. So I like it positionally, or I don't like it positionally, but I don't like it as far as the overall ADP and the other players too. So for me, it just doesn't make sense.